in the park now, and I'm gonna keep my eye out for any weird changes that might be present. Whoa. What's up guys, I'm the East Coaster fan. Today I'm gonna be heading to Six Flags Great Adventure, but I'm kind of starting it in a weird spot right now. I'm at the Wawa right now that's near the park. And you can see King Ka just in the distance over there. Now the reason I'm here is kind of a funny story. I'm actually meeting my parents here for very legal reasons.
The tax collector! You found me!
Now the real reason is they actually are bringing me something. So from my home in Long Island to where I go to school in University of Delaware, funny enough, this is kind of like the halfway point. So I decided I'm gonna meet up with my family to get the few things I need and then just head over to Great Adventure and have a fun day. It is gonna be a windy day though, and I'm not sure how much of that wind is gonna appear on the camera or not. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but it's also a little bit overcast, so I'm not sure how the crowds are going to be for today. It is a Saturday in April though. But with that being said, let's go now into Six Flags Great Adventure. Because I'm taking this path in today, I can see if there's anything unusual or different about this area where Flash is going to be. I know this is a bit farther down from where it is going up there, but you never know, you might see some interesting things. Well, if you look behind me, a giant school group, I believe, just showed up. So it's gonna be one of those days, I guess. In the park now, and I'm gonna keep my eye out for any weird changes that might be present. Yep, the lion statue. I know I posted about this on Instagram, and it's been making its way around online, but this is a very interesting addition instead of the soldiers here. But overall, it's an interesting idea, Six Flags. My first stop for today's visit is going to be King Ka, which is surprisingly running. And the reason I think it's surprising is because it's a bit windy today, like I mentioned before. So I'm going there in hopes of a rollback. Not sure if that's gonna happen, because that depends on a lot of things, just even outside of wind. But I missed out on King Ka last visit, along with some of the other coasters as well that I'll be doing today. So I'm excited to get back on it and give a fresh opinion for the 2024 season. Well, I took a bit of an L right there. So King Ka did close for the wind when I got there, but only after I swiped my card to get a locker. So I waited around for about 20-25 minutes or so and still nothing. So I'm gonna do something else and maybe come back later. That's a shame. Instead of getting on El Toro, I'm actually gonna head towards both the Safari Off-Road Adventure and Best of the West, which is back open, and I might get something to eat there as well. It's been, I believe, 5 years, but the Safari Off-Road Adventure is back in operation, and the trucks are there. They're sending people along their way, and I want to see what the line looks like, because if it's not too bad, then I may do it today, especially with the windy weather affecting some rides. Excuse me, I just have to clear my throat. This is actually where they moved the gate. So in order to enter Best of the West, you actually have to enter over here. There's like this makeshift sign. This restaurant's basically hidden, so definitely take advantage of Best of the West when you're here. Also because this is one of the best restaurants in the park. Here's the new sign for Safari Off-Road Adventure. Now if you don't remember how to enter this ride from years prior, you actually have to go under the log flume here. You can actually see this turn around for the trucks and get cool photo ops and everything. And then the line's down this way to the left. A Safari Off-Road Adventure normally has one of the worst stops in the park, which makes it one of the longest lines, but there's actually no line right now. I'm not sure if people just don't know it's here, or I don't know, honestly. Really happy to have Best of the West back. I loved this restaurant. Although, why don't they bring back the seats that are here? I used to sit here and just like watch the log flume go. They actually give you a table number here for your order, and they'll come and bring the food to you, which is really cool. I guess another interesting benefit of coming to Best of the West, other than the awesome decor that's in here, of course. Here's a look at what I got, which is the pulled pork sandwich. Comes with a lot of fries. I'm probably not going to eat all of that. And then your pulled pork sandwich, and there's even onion rings on it. It also came with coleslaw, though I'm not a coleslaw guy, so I'm not going to eat that either. I'm assuming this is going to be just fantastic as always. So I'm going to eat it and tell you my thoughts. All done with my meal at Best of the West, and that was really good. Probably the best meal you can find in this park still. I love that pulled pork sandwich, and I think the onion rings that were added on top of it actually made it better. It gave it a little bit of a crunch that I liked. I'm gonna do Safari Off-Road Adventure next, just because with that short of a line, I feel like I should. But I did want to walk around here to take a look at the log flume, which is undergoing a renovation of its own for the 50th anniversary of the park. You can kind of see in the distance, but a lot of the trough is taken apart. So that's a project that's going to be worked on from now probably until around summertime. Hopefully it's back open in the summer because I love this log flume. It's one of my favorites. Got a great seat for the safari right in the front row. Hi-Fi speaker, and I got this whole right side open so I can show you animals.
Safari, soon we'll be making another run. Safari promises something for everyone.
Over there you can see it, the construction for Savannah Sunset over there in the former spot of Camp Aventura.
So that mate on the male lion acts as chainmail. His job is to stay back and protect the pride while Mom is shopping. She's only about 25% successful when she brings it back. She's the second one. So Mommy's never gets a hot meal no matter what. It's just the same everywhere. We do have 3 separate prides. The reason they are separated is prides are on territories. And each pride has their own fragrance. So they will mark their, they have a different fragrance. Each one will mark their territory and each other.
There's a baby bear in there. Not sure if you can see it on the camera.
I can't wait till it starts getting warmer because I want to see that one go swimming.
Oh boy, if you saw my drive-thru safari video, then you know who's coming up next.
Mommy.
That was an extremely windy ride on the Safari Off-Road Adventure. No matter what you think of Safari Off-Road Adventure, you can't deny that it's one of the most unique things that you can do at any amusement park, not just Six Flags. So it was fun to do that again. That was my second time ever doing the Safari Off-Road Adventure with the trucks. Third time in there overall. And yeah, that's the way to go. I think it's better than the whole drive-thru. I'd also just say, take advantage of that ride when the line is this short, because who knows, the line could just wrap itself around like super long once again, once people realize this thing's back open. It's time to get back to coaster riding now, and I'm gonna finish out this like corner area, I guess, by getting on Medusa. Finished with my ride on Medusa. I should ride back on that a lot more often. I love the drop, going on the loop. A lot of these elements were great in that back row. I'm here now at Twister, and what's interesting now is that I can compare this to Moonchaser at Adventureland, so I'll officially have an answer after this ride whether I like Twister better or Moonchaser. Also, I like the spot ride, so it'll be fun to get back on it. Good ride on Twister. Honestly, that's a tough one because that's a much shorter ride cycle, although it actually does like rail flipping throughout its cycle. And Moonchaser, it just does like an overall flip. So, tough one. I guess if I had to choose one right now, Moonchaser, only because it's longer and you get more out of the ride experience. But they're both fun rides, and I recommend you try them because they're a dying breed. I want to come over here to check out the parachute tower and see if anything's changed over here. They have this fence, but if I peek over, everything looks pretty much the same in there. So I don't know when they're gonna actually like get rid of this or maybe keep it as like an icon. I don't know what the plan is for Parachute Tower. In fact, I couldn't even walk over here last time I was in the park on opening day, so I could get much closer to the attractions over here. I'm not sure if Superman's open right now because the wind, you can probably hear it too. On the red tent, they have this really nice timeline over here showcasing a bunch of notable moments from the park's history. So this is kind of actually my era right here, around like 2007 onward. I remember things like Wiggles World and the introduction of Bizarro, and I'm sure Mr. Six is somewhere on this board. I just have to look hard enough. Hopefully he is anyway. But this is really neat. I love that they added this as part of the celebration of the 50th. Along with, of course, the bricks, which I'll be taking a look down there. Oh look, there's a stilt walker. I'm not sure if that's a great idea to have with all these winds. The price term of events, somehow El Toro is now open, and it's still like the same windy conditions as before. Those were some good rides on Toro over there. Got two, one towards the back and another towards the middle. I gotta say, with the winds today, it was crazy how much you were getting while on the ride itself. I like could barely see at all, just due to the amount of winds. So, funny enough, now we're heading back to the safari. Today's a very animal-centric vlog. Round number 2 on the safari. Again. Done with that second ride on Safari Off-Road Adventure for the day, and that was actually better than the first in my opinion. It was much more active, and I think the highlight was this random moment that happened. 2 ostriches had something you don't see that often on this attraction, or maybe you do and I just don't see it that often.
Note how the smart antelope and the poor antelope forget their petty differences and band together to defend their pink-antlered best friend.
Pretty dead over here by Justice League. I'm surprised there's no line. So I'm still gonna try to get my best score possible. We'll see if that happens. Well, it didn't quite do what I want to on Justice League. Only got about 66,000, which not too good. I blame the guns. But you can see now, I'm gonna line for Batman, and then we're gonna be heading to, I believe, Nitro right after. So, gonna get rides on those for the first time this season. Two good rides there on Nitro, and then one ride on Batman. But I do want to point out the flash track right there. On the first drop, you actually get really close to it too. So yeah, those are good Nitro rides. Always love this coaster, and I'm happy to see it on more than one train, unlike opening day.
That's a solid B&M Hyper.
If only they added prefab track to it.
Very true.
I am pleased to say it is alive. Barnstormer is open, finally. So I don't have to make those jokes anymore, even though I will continue to make those jokes. But no, we're not joking. We're actually going to give this a ride if we can.
Oh, I did it! Ah! I did it!
Walking past the Ferris wheel, and you can definitely tell that it is repainted, so they weren't lying about that. Now they just gotta install the lights and the carriages so it can open again. 2 more rides done on El Toro, and those were also great, including one in the very back row. That was my last ride. So 4 total for a day. I don't think I'm doing El Toro again later tonight. So I feel like I did good. 4 rides total for the day. And it was also Owen's number 300 ride on Toro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how many do you have? I'm sorry.
2,200.
So after that ride on Twister, I think I can confidently say that Barnstormer is better. I think we can all agree. But now we're gonna do our last ride of the day on Superman. Now it is about 7 o'clock, man. The park's actually open for an extra hour, but I'm also gonna use that time to grab something to eat and like look around the shops. Now, if only they could put the entirety of Green Lantern in this dumpster right here. all done now with Superman. As you can see, I'm back in like the main plaza area, just having a bite to eat before I head out for the day. But Superman was fun, did the very back row, and other than like I guess a few kids that are a little bit annoying on the train, the ride itself was pretty fun and I had a good time. So with that being said, I'm gonna eat and then share my thoughts once I leave the park. Okay, scratch that. I'm doing Nitro before I leave the park. Managed to get 2 back-to-back front row rides on Nitro. So for a last minute plan, honestly, that was pretty good. I love sunset rides on Nitro. It's one of the best in the park at this time, and it was a great way to end the day. So now I'm gonna head back towards the entrance and actually end the video this time. And that's the end of my day here at Six Flags Great Adventure. For an April day that was honestly pretty chill and fun. I had a good time hanging out with Owen and Ryan later in the day. But the rest of the day was fun. I wish Cot and Jersey Devil were open. I think that was like the only downside. But the rest was very enjoyable. So with that being said, I'd like to highlight one thing. The Great Adventure Lion!